Welcome. My name is Meg O'Rourke, and I'm a registered dietitian with over 20 years' experience in all areas of nutrition. And I'm here today to teach you how to make nutrition simple and explain to you why diets don't work. I know you've been on them all, as many of my clients say. Jenny Craig, Weight Watchers, the shake diet. And yeah, maybe they quote unquote work, but you know what? They really don't work. Because as you know, you lose maybe a significant amount of weight. And time goes by and that weight just trickles back on, one ugly pound at a time. I am going to teach you why diets don't work. And that's why I created Diet Busters. I see so many of my clients in my private practice struggling. They lose all the weight and then gain it back again. And I am going to help you stop that cycle. Diet Busters is not a diet. It's the anti-diet. Forget everything you've learned on TV or from some, so-called expert at your gym who really has no nutrition degree, or your friends and family who are telling you silly things like fruit has too much sugar in it. I am going to teach you today, one step at a time, 1 pound at a time. We will lose it together. And I am going to make it easy, simple. I know how you think. So I am going to make the process as simple as possible. Let me tell you about a client of mine named Frank. He was about 6 feet tall, 375 pounds. Frank came into my office for the initial visit, and one of the first things he said to me was, "My doctor thinks I should weigh 178 pounds." I was like, okay. Frank, what did you weigh in high school? You know what he told me? 235 to 240 pounds. He said, I was pure muscle. And I looked at him and I said, Frank, you are never going to weigh 178 pounds. Those charts are foolish. Let's just forget about the charts, okay? So then we started to go into, what he ate yesterday. So he tells me he had a coffee. Do you know what he told me he put in that coffee when I asked him? 8 packages of artificial sweetener. I said, Frank, you are ruining your whole taste system. Your threshold for sugar is going to be so high. Those sugars are 200 to 300 times sweeter than regular sugar. And he's just building that threshold up higher and higher and higher till he needs to start putting it on his food at dinner and his salads at lunch. Frank was just putting NutraSweet or artificial sweetener in everything that he ate. He wanted the sweetness, and all he was doing was making that sweetness go higher and higher and higher. And he was just ruining the good food with that junk. And I bet some of you out there are doing that too. I see it in my office every day. Someone who says to me, "Oh, I just put a little NutraSweet in my Greek yogurt. Oh, I just drink Crystal Light." That stuff is filled with crap, and I want you to get rid of it. So anyway, let's get back to Frank. So anyway, Frank, he was just so depressed. He was lonely. He didn't have a girlfriend. He was unhappy in his job. He just avoided the whole situation of doing anything social. He had nothing going on. So he would, stay home at night because he was like, well, I can't go out with my friends because then I'm going to drink, then I'm going to eat, and so what's the point? And then he'd isolate himself at home, and he'd end up eating and drinking anyway. But anyway, the good news is Frank lost 80 pounds. No, it wasn't a quick weight loss, because when you lose weight quickly, you lose a lot of muscle, and your metabolism is based on how much muscle you have. So in other words, the more muscle you have, the faster your metabolism is. That's why what we're going to work on is getting your metabolism faster, not getting it slower like all the other diets do by making you lose weight quickly. That's when you lose all the muscle and your metabolism slows down. So when you're done with those diets, your metabolism is slow as a snail. When Frank lost the 80 pounds, he was ecstatic. Guess what? He found a new job and he was making a lot more money. And besides that, he looks forward to going into it every day to work. He actually enjoys his job. He has a girlfriend now, and Frank is still losing weight. He still has a bit more to lose, but he's going to do it one step at a time. And just like I have been there for Frank one step at a time, I will be there for you one step at a time. And we're going to do this together. I'm going to teach you why diets don't work and why I created Diet Busters.